All right. Well, hello everyone. I looks like I'm by myself today, so uh, since there's no one to really work off of, I figure I'll just go ahead and give you guys some extra pointers, some things from PowerPoint that I've been working on. I will go ahead and share that now. Sure, that's nothing important. Nope. All right. So just for y'all's benefit, especially because I have provided this slide way down here for you. I want you to be able to go ahead and at least begin to understand what you're seeing when this is thrown at you. So I figured I would go ahead and just give you a quick overview of nouns really, really fast. Just to get your brains oriented because that's probably one of the most overwhelming parts of Greek is understanding the nouns and their corresponding articles. So I would say it's between that and, I mean, the verb tenses, of course, but you will see the endings for nouns a lot, a lot. So this is something that you really, really, really want to get down. So, in terms of Greek, I don't know what other languages y'all have studied, but English, we don't have gender, like grammatical gender, right? We have one definite article, the, we have technically two indefinite articles, a and an, right? But our words don't really have any implied grammatical gender. Most of the time, it's something that's very explicit. If they're like boy, that's obviously a masculine word, or girl, that's obviously feminine. But we don't associate with words like that. Other languages do, the Greeks especially, very much so. And this is where Greek is incredibly precise. And it actually helps a lot in attempting to understand what is being said in a sentence. Word order is going to throw you off. It's going to be super weird. It's not going to always make sense, but your saving grace is always going to be these articles and the endings that go with them. So, um, so again, so in Greek, there are three genders: masculine, feminine, and neuter. Why? Some of them are obvious. Some of them have what we call natural gender. So anthropos means man, and that is a masculine word. It will take a masculine article in the sentence. And why? Because man is masculine. That makes sense. But grammatical gender doesn't always mean that the object has a literal gender. So you'll come across, oh, what's a good field? I'm going to be using that word here in a little bit. Field, argos. A field doesn't have a gender, right? But in Greek, for grammar purposes, it is masculine. So it's a lot. Um, as you can see, there's plenty of articles that you'll have to memorize, but they'll be fine. After a while, it'll become rote. So all Greek nouns, pronouns, and adjectives have stems, and those provide the meaning of the word. That's the same with verbs. We'll touch on that another time. And so you have your stem, and then what tells you where the word belongs in a sentence is the ending. Okay, and that is, yeah, where is it in the sentence? What is its function? What is that noun doing in this sentence, or what is being acted upon it? The endings will help you determine that. And so these endings, as you can see, are called cases. There are five cases, four of which are you'll see all the time, and one of which you'll see once in a blue moon. maybe. So the five cases are nominative, genitive, dative, accusative, and vocative. What the heck does that mean? Nominative is the subject of the sentence. Okay, so the man drives a car. The subject of that sentence is the man. The man is doing the action. The man is driving the car. Genitive. Genitive has two potential purposes. So most of the time it's going to be the object of a preposition, of very specific prepositions. Most of the time of is one that you'll see a lot if it's just by itself. Uh, what I mean by that is certain prepositions will provide the genitive case, but sometimes you'll see the genitive case by itself without a preposition. When it's without a preposition, it means of something. So, and this can even, a lot of times this means it's in the possessive form, but it's not always. So we are always careful not to explicitly call it the possessive case. So, let's see, of the book, like we were talking like of a book, of the book, about the book, that sort of thing. But it could also be the book of Moses, book of Moses. Moses would be in the genitive. So that's what that is. Dative is also one of those where it's the object of a preposition, a lot of times in or to, something that has direction. More often than not, um, it'll it'll vary. You'll see. It's fun. And the reason I hesitate is because accusative can also be an object of a preposition, specifically the preposition to. Um, but it's just context. It won't trip you up too much because you will see the preposition and then you will see the ending and hopefully the article that goes with that noun. And you'll just know this is accusative. But what the accusative case is more than anything else is the object of the sentence. So earlier when I said the man drives a car, so the man was the subject, the car, the object that is being acted upon, that is the object of the sentence. That is the direct object. That is the accusative case. And then finally, vocative. Vocative, again, you're not going to see it a whole lot, but it is whenever someone is explicitly saying something to someone else and calling them by name. So one of the examples from my undergrad was because this was ancient Greece times. Come here, slave. So it would be like you, slave, come here. The slave, you slave, that's in the vocative. You're directing your sentence, your order, your command to someone. So, or at least you're speaking to them. So that's vocative. Again, more rare. So masculine. Masculine uh and neuter are going to be the ones that you see, the genders that you see the most. So masculine, nominative, the article is ho, ho. Again, just the, that's all it means. The ending that goes with nominative is os, omicron, sigma. So for the word argos, which is field, that's your base form. Basically, when you look up a word in the lexicon, you will find the nominative singular form of that noun every time. So you look up Argos in the back, that's what you're going to find, Argos. Now, if you look up the genitive, argu, it depends on the lexicon. You may not find it. So, ho Argos. Genitive is to, that's the article, to. The ending now begins, for the noun, now begins to copy the article. So it's gonna rhyme. To argu. Okay, that would be gender. So okay, yeah, of the field. Um, the dative will be toi, toi, because it has that iota subscript underneath the omega, right? So toi argoi. Okay, and that'll be most likely, I put to or in the field, most likely will be in the field, or any other preposition that takes the dative. That's going to just be memorization. And then finally, accusative, ton is the article, argon, that's the end, and then on is the ending. So you can see my examples there. So the articles, ho, tu, toi, ton. Now, what I did in order to memorize this is what my undergrad professor had me do, was she had us get a rhythm down. I'm not saying you have to do this. I'm just giving you something that worked with me. So, or at least some sort of cadence. So for us, she just basically had us just say ho, tu, toi, ton, ho, tu, toi, ton, over and over and over again. In that order, just remembering, nominative, genitive, dative, accusative, keeping that together, and then going through the articles. Maybe that's too complex. But having any sort of repetition and anything that can help you remember this is this is great. Okay, but I'm just giving you what helped me. Um, so yeah, okay. Second segment on this slide, I threw in the adjectives to go with it. So adjectives in Greek will always match in case, number, and gender with the article and the noun that is corresponding with. So case being nominative, genitive, dative, accusative, number being singular or plural, and then gender, masculine, feminine, or neuter. So in this case, ho kalos agos, okay, the beautiful field, or the field is beautiful. Sometimes it means that. Sometimes it means that they just don't have the word is in there. But so when you see kalos, you see that ending, you know already, okay, it's nominative. Argos is nominative. Therefore, they both are supposed to be together. Beautiful is modifying field. Okay. And same all the way down. Tu kalu argu, toi kaloi argoi, ton kalon argon. Okay. And again, each of those is a way of saying the beautiful field, but it tells you where in the sentence it's supposed to be and how it's functioning in the sentence. So that's masculine. I will not touch on feminine today because it is its own animal. But I will also show you the neuter because it is very similar to the masculine. So the only difference with the neuter is that its nominative and accusative are the same. And they're completely different from the nominative and accusative of the masculine. So to dendron, that would be the tree. Dendron is tree. So when you see that in a sentence, you're going to need context. It could be saying that the tree is the subject of the sentence. It could be saying it's the object. It's what's receiving the action. So context, you just see todendron by itself. It's not going to help you. And that's where what I was saying last week of questions of what is being said here. What am I reading? How is this? How do I make sense of this? we can't go, we can't translate word by word. To an extent, obviously we have to, right? But we can't take each word as if it's its own isolated entity. We have to take each word in the context of what is being said. So, and that's just the simplest example that I can think of. So, all right. Second section, as you can see, again, there's our adjective, well, before it was kalos, now it is cologne. Okay, beautiful still means beautiful or good, could be either one, good or beautiful, cologne. So you see now that the ending has changed for the nominative and the accusative to match the gender of dendron, of tree. So to cologne dendron. Okay, so you know that cologne, good or beautiful, is modifying tree. If I had to cologne dendron estin in toy agroi. So that's basically, so that's the good tree is in the field. Okay. You know, there were two nouns there, tree and field. Cologne matches with dendron, cologne dendron, as opposed to toy agroi, completely separate. And so you can chuck it out as having anything to do with uh, cologne. So you'll get it, you'll see more of it. I know it's kind of weird. I have provided practice for all of you right here. So basically, I left where the articles would be blank. Okay, so whatever, if you go back here, okay, look at the articles, look at the endings, study all of that. Go back here, first one. Okay, there's a blank space, so that's where the article goes. Dulon. Okay, on is the ending. Now I've helped you out a little bit because you don't have any, well, most of you, I assume, don't have any books yet. So I have put the lexicon entry for each word right here. Okay, remember that's the nominative singular form of the noun. That's what this is right here. Okay, so based on that, so let's say based on doulos, okay, if that is the nominative singular, okay, I want to know uh, what gender does that mean that this is, okay? That'll help you determine what this is trying to say and what article goes here. So when you're practicing it, look for the case, look for the gender. I already gave you number. These are all singular. I'm not going into plurals. I'll save that for next time. So therefore, figure out the article. I'll send this out to you. And then, just for the fun of it, our old friend, our paragraph of Dicaeopolis, the Athenian, I, for further practice, I would highly recommend going through this paragraph, okay, and picking out all of the articles, right, and the nouns that you like that you recognize in terms of ending. You won't know most of these words, but let's see here. Da, 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 da. Artur Gos. Artur Gos. Okay, that ending right there, that is a telltale sign to you that it is either a noun or an adjective. It's one of the two. Okay. In this case, it is a noun. In this case, Turgos um, is a farmer. He is a farmer. And so Let's see. So yeah, so go through, pick them out. They're not all gonna be the nominative ending. Some of them I won't point them out, but I mean I see one already very close by. They'll be in other cases too. Most There won't be any genitive or datives. I'll give that away right now. There are no genitive or datives in this. Okay. There's only nominative and accusative. And there is only there's only masculine. That'll help you out big time. Okay. But I would recommend going ahead and getting accustomed to seeing them in the wild. And yeah, that is my advice to you. Start now. Don't don't put off anything for too long. That's my biggest motto in this. Sorry, I sound like a broken record when I say it, but it is absolutely necessary for a language that you do not cram this. You're just asking for trouble. All right. That's all I've got for today. I will send out the video and the PowerPoint. And yeah, all right. Have a great week, guys, and I'll see you next time.